Israeli forces remain in control of the Gaza side of the Rafah crossing, but have not attempted to advance so far. The Rafah cross remains closed to humanitarian aid, but the Kerem Shalom crossing has reopened only days after 4 soldiers were killed by a Hamas rocket strike nearby. ILTV's Steve Leibovitz reports.
Defense Minister Gallant was with troops in a staging area for the Rafah operation and said Israel will continue the operation in the southern Gaza city until Hamas forces in the area are destroyed or hands over even one Israeli hostages it still holds. His meaning, the Rafah operation will continue moving forward unless there is a hostage for truce deal with Hamas.
הוריתי אתמול לצה"ל להיכנס אל מרחב רפיח, לתפוס את המעבר ולבצע את משימותיו. הפעולה הזאת תימשך עד אשר נחסל את חמאס במרחב רפיח ובמרחב הרצועה כולה, או עד אשר יחזור החטוף הראשון. אנחנו מוכנים לפשרות על מנת להביא חטופים. אבל אם לא תהיה את האפשרות הזאת, נלך ונעמיק את הפעולה. זה יקרה בכל רחבי הרצועה. בדרומה, במרכזה ובצפונה, אנחנו יודעים שחמאס מבין רק כוח.
IDF forces seized the main border crossing between Egypt and southern Gaza yesterday, shutting down a vital aid route into the Palestinian enclave. In the short term, Israel is trying to raise the pressure on Hamas to agree to the deal to free Israeli hostages held captive since October 7th. The army provided this update.
I want to give you an update on the situation in Rafah. Yesterday, the IDF called on Gazan residents and international organizations in eastern Rafah to temporarily evacuate and move a few miles away to the expanded humanitarian area in El Mawasi. There, we have coordinated an increase in field hospitals, tents, and quantities of food, water, and medicine. The quick movement of civilians away from areas that were under Hamas's control enabled us to advance. Last night, IDF ground troops began a precise, intelligence-based counterterrorism operation in limited areas in eastern Rafah, an operation against Hamas terrorists and infrastructure there. The troops are operating in a specific, defined area where residents have already been evacuated.
With Rafah crossing closed, Israel today reopened the Kerem Shalom crossing only days after it was shuttered following a deadly Hamas rocket attack. The move was made after the White House said that Prime Minister Netanyahu had promised President Biden during a call Monday that he would reopen the Kerem Shalom crossing. 4 soldiers were killed and 10 wounded in the rocket strike from Gaza on an IDF staging ground adjacent to Kerem Shalom. Meanwhile, the U.S. is reportedly holding up several Boeing-made arms shipments to Israel for at least 2 weeks. This would be the first time since the outbreak of the Israel-Hamas war that the U.S. has held up a weapons shipment for the IDF, which it's been supplying on a near-constant basis since October 7th. An unnamed official reportedly said that the Biden administration held up the shipment of 2,500-pound bombs that it feared Israel might use in its ground operation in the densely populated Rafah. Washington strongly opposes a major offensive in Rafah, arguing that it cannot be done while ensuring the safety of the over 1 million Palestinians sheltering there.